bunch of skein. Hi cozy friends, and welcome back to another cozy week of reading and knitting. This is a really exciting one because it is the start of a new month. So I really want to talk about some of my goals, both for my knitting projects and for my reading, so my July TBR, but more specifically my Kindle Unlimited TBR. Yes, you heard that right, I resubscribed. I know I am the biggest advocate for Libby and supporting libraries with your ebook reading, but lately I have been really wanting to read a few cozy fantasy books since it is very much the peak of winter here in Australia, and I was really tired of waiting for these holds to come in from my library. So I decided to go ahead and resubscribe to Kindle Unlimited so that I could read some of them when I wanted to instead of waiting for them to come in. I will definitely be sharing more of my Kindle TBR in this video, so I will put a timestamp here, but also I will have chapters on this video. What I am going to be reading first on Kindle Unlimited is One Dark Window. I have to check who the author is. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. It is the first book in the Shepherd King series. It is a gothic fantasy romance with like folklore fairy tale vibes, following a girl who has a monster living in her head, and she lives in a kingdom that has been cursed with this like plague of the land, and there's like a mist in the woods that kind of is infecting people. So far it's really atmospheric. I'm really trying to piece together all the pieces of the puzzle because there are cards, like kind of think like tarot cards. They all kind of have their own powers and abilities that they can give you if you use them, but it's a lot to figure out right now. But I'm really excited to see what I end up thinking of this book. I did go ahead and download the second book too, since it's also available on Kindle Unlimited. So if I do like it, I might just read the whole series this week. Maybe I'm being too ambitious. I guess you'll see in this video. But let's talk about what I'm going to be knitting in this video. If you've been following along, I have been chugging away on my book club cardigan for the knit along. My cardigan is coming along so beautifully. I'm about to start on the ribbing, but I have to admit I'm a little disappointed that my row gauge was off a little bit, so my pocket ended up being an X shape instead of a full diamond repeat by the time I reached the length I needed the body to be. And I could just keep going, but I'm playing a bit of yarn chicken on this project, meaning I'm a little short on the yarn that I have in my possession to make this, so I can't really add any length to the body, otherwise I won't be able to knit both the sleeves and the button band that will go around the collar. And it's not really that big of a deal. I actually found out from the group chat that some other people have X's for their pockets instead of diamonds. So while I was feeling a little discouraged on that project, I started itching to cast on some socks. I have this beautiful sock yarn from Sweet Pea and Sparrow in the US that I picked up right before we left, and thankfully I wound it up because I do not have a yarn ball winder here yet. But I put that poll on Instagram, and thankfully 87% of you cheered me on and said cast on those socks, with an honorable mention to the 13% of you who wanted me to be responsible and just finish my current whips. But I needed to follow my bliss, and the majority ruled in my favor. I had really wanted a contrasting heel and toe with this yarn, so I ended up grabbing from my stash this mini skein from Blackwattle Yarns that I picked up from the Canberra Wool Expo. I needed to hand wind it because I don't have a yarn ball winder here yet. It is in storage back in the States. That was a bit chaotic and definitely a questionable technique, but I cast on my socks. I'm following the I'm So Basic sock pattern from Summerly Knits. I really just wanted a vanilla stockinette sock to work up, and I've been having a lot of fun working on it. I got the ribbing done, so I'm going to roll the footage of me starting my socks, and then I will update you as the week goes on what I'm thinking of One Dark Window, as well as my Kindle Unlimited TBR and how my knits are going. So let's talk about some of my July goals. July is the peak of winter here in Australia, especially in Canberra. It gets really cold. Canberra is known to be one of the colder cities in Australia. So I've just really been hunkering down with my knitting and my reading and trying to stay cozy and letting my body be restful and in that hibernation mode that I've honestly been in for the past like 9-10 months now. We obviously were still in the States for fall and winter, and then right as we were going into spring in the United States, we left and came here and we went right into fall. So we have just been in a perpetual cold season. So I'm really just trying to be gentle with my brain and my body because seasonal depression is real, and I don't think I've ever felt it the way I have this past year because of being in such a long cold season. So all of my goals are going to be really flexible, and I'm not going to pressure myself to crank out any projects or reading, but my goals are to finish my August sweater. All I have left is a sleeve and the collar. I think I'm like maybe halfway on the second sleeve. So I really want to get that done so that I can wear it during this winter, since it's 100% wool, so it will be way too heavy to wear during the warmer months. I definitely want to work a lot on my book club cardigan this month, not only because I'm so obsessed with it, but also because August 10th is the deadline for the knit-along. Obviously, there's no real consequences with that deadline. However, I want to be able to finish it along with everybody else. I am working on the ribbing of the cardigan, and then I will have the 2 sleeves, the button band, and the pockets. I've never done pockets before, but so far so good. I was really worried about them, but marking for the pockets was super easy, and I think picking up the stitches for them will be as well. So I'm not too worried anymore. All I'm worried about is hoping that I have enough yarn for this project. And I also just want to enjoy reading some cozy fantasy books. I don't really set a number of books for my monthly reading. I just want to enjoy my downtime and enjoy my hobbies. That is the entire purpose of our hobbies. So I hope that you can remember that when you are watching these videos and people are churning out projects or reading a ton of books each month. Please remember that either they are making an income from making this kind of content, or 2, they feel a pressure by making this content to be reading or making even more. So if it's not realistic for you and your lifestyle, don't guilt yourself for not making or reading as much as other people. Just remember that the entire goal of these hobbies is to find comfort and bring comfort to yourself, and it should never feel like a chore. I am actually amazed at how quickly this sock is working up. When I made my first pair of socks, it actually had a lace pattern on the front, and I think I was just trying to do way too much with my first pair of socks, and the sizing ended up being completely off on the first sock. and I tried to correct a little bit on the second sock. But because of that, one of the socks fits way better than the other one. So I really just don't wear that set of socks. I probably should remake the first one. But this time around, I think that my sizing will be a lot better, but because I'm just doing a regular like vanilla sock, vanilla just means I'm doing a basic like stockinette stitch sock. But because I'm doing such a basic sock, it's working up so quickly, and I've been just obsessively working on it anytime I'm like sitting down, like when I'm watching my son, when watching TV, when I'm literally doing anything. It might be a little too obsessive, but I'm whipping it out. I'm having so much fun working on it, and I hope you are enjoying following along. Contacted the travel agent responding. And then this morning, I had read 4 of the 5 books that I wanted to read. Hi friends, I have been vlogging, but I don't think I've updated you in days. So I am on chapter 22, which is page 245 or 58% of One Dark Window. I'm really enjoying this book so far. I feel like I've had some qualms, but I am really enjoying the vibes. I'm also really loving the chemistry between the two, I would assume love interests. Anytime there is like enemies to lovers or fake dating, like I'm eating it up. Give me all the fake dating. It's just the perfect like cozy fantasy for this cooler weather. I actually was reading this morning while listening to the ebook, which I'll link my video up here all about how you can make your Kindle ebooks play aloud to you on iPhone. I've been really enjoying listening to it while working on the sleeve of my book club cardigan this morning, but I realized I hadn't talked to you and updated you on my thoughts on the book, but also where my projects are. So I haven't updated you on my sock. I have gotten so far. I'm past the heel and I'm now chugging away on the foot and it's looking so cute. I really, really love this yarn. I love the way the colors are blending together. It looks so good. I can't believe how fast these work up. I feel like socks took me forever before, but I was always doing like a lace design. So maybe that's why socks took me longer. Because this is just a simple vanilla sock and it's just stockinette round and round. The longest part was doing like the heel and gusset, but that doesn't take very long either. And I'm just really happy with how that's coming along. I'm also so excited by how far I have gotten on the book club cardigan. The fact that I have already finished the body and now I'm working on a sleeve is just surreal because I've never worked on a big project like this quickly. Even the August sweater I started in mid-April and I'm still working on. So I feel like I'm gonna finish this one a lot quicker, which is to be expected when you're doing a knit-along. I'm really amazed that I've been able to memorize the pattern, but it's still really involved because there's so much cable work. I really wanna talk about the cozy fantasy books I have on my Kindle Unlimited TBR. I am currently reading One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and I am loving it so much, so I'm definitely going to be picking up the sequel to this book. I talked earlier about what this one is about, so let's talk about some of the other books I've downloaded from Kindle Unlimited. Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross was one of the primary reasons I've been thinking about resubscribing to Kindle Unlimited because I have been waiting for this hold to come in from my library for so long, and it did come in at one point, but I was in the middle of two other books, so I had to press deliver later. I just got tired of waiting to read the books that I really want to read. It is an urban fantasy, like enemies to lovers between two journalists on opposing sides of a war, and they are corresponding, and I believe they start to fall in love even though they are on different sides of this war. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it takes place in like journal entries, and I love books that have things like that, so I'm looking forward to this one. And if I like that one, I'll obviously pick up Ruthless Vows as well, which is book 2, and it's also available on Kindle Unlimited. It's so cool that so many of the books that are available on Kindle Unlimited kind of have the whole series available, so you don't feel like, oh, I read book 1, but now I have to purchase the rest. By the same author, I downloaded A River Enchanted. This is 100% because Kayla Kempers was raving about this book in one of her vlogs. I don't even know what the synopsis of this one is, but if it is that liked by her, I will definitely love it because I think we have pretty similar tastes. If you don't already know who Kayla Kempers is, I shouted her out in my most recent Cozy Diaries vlog. I love her channel so much. She has the best vibes. She is a writer here, so she makes writer content on YouTube. I've been following along her journey of drafting her duology, and I can't wait to one day get my hands on it, but I most certainly love following and supporting her journey as a creative. She is so cool. Another book I was so excited to see available on Kindle Unlimited is The Prince of Snow by LB Divine. I follow her on Instagram and I really love her content promoting this book, and I've really been wanting to pick it up. I think I originally saved it because she had said that there were influences or inspirations from the Legend Legend of King Arthur, which obviously I love. My son's name is inspired by, so I think that this will be very much up my alley and I can't wait to check it out. I think book 2 is already coming out soon or is out, which is wild. And there are so many books I want to read on Kindle Unlimited right now, but I'm only going to mention 5 of them. So the last of the cozy fantasy books I want to read from Kindle Unlimited very soon is Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. On this one, it says, "This isn't the kind of fairy tale where the princess marries a prince. It's the one where she kills him." So I think it sounds really good. I love fairy tale or folklore vibes in fantasy books. So I can't wait to pick up all of those books. I'm so excited to be subscribed to Kindle Unlimited again. I feel like as long as you read a book or 2 a month from it, it can be worth it. I really think it depends on what genres you read the most of, whether or not it's worth it. All I need right now is the cozy escapism. I'm very excited. I have so many cozy books to read right now. Amazon just delivered, and I thought it was our coffee maker. We bought one after using our French press so far since we've been here. There were some birds singing, but actually it was my box of yarn, which is admittedly a little more exciting than a coffee maker because I've been waiting on it for like almost a month now. It came from the US, which is fair, but I was not expecting this today. I'm very, very excited to show you the yarns I got. So the reason I had to order yarn from the US is because I really needed some more of the yarn for my cardigan. I probably could have ordered a couple more of these, but for my size on this cardigan, it called for this many yards of yarn, but I had this many. So I needed to order one more skein, and I will use this one on the button band so that if there is any difference in the color that is noticeable, it won't look weird like changing to it halfway through a sleeve or anything. But obviously, since I'm ordering just one skein of yarn from the United States, I wasn't going to pay shipping for that. So I needed to spend $120 to reach the free shipping cutoff. So my girl math tells me that I saved money ordering this yarn. I finally got a ball winder. I literally said earlier in this vlog how I didn't have a ball winder and had to wind that mini skein by hand. Now I have one. And I'm very happy about that because I got a bunch of skeins of their Heatherly worsted weight in the color Sea Glass. This yarn is so beautiful, and I'm planning on making the Salty Days sweater by Kutova Kika in this, and I think it will be so beautiful. It's funny because she made that pattern inspired by her trip to the shores, I think in Portugal, and so the name of this yarn being Sea Glass is just really giving the same vibes as the sweater is supposed to exude. So that's very exciting. And obviously I got all of those on a sale as well as these. I got a sweater's quantity of the upcycle alpaca blend worsted yarn in the color Latte. It is so beautiful. I haven't decided exactly what sweater or cardigan I'm going to make with this, but I just love chocolate browns in my wardrobe. I just really want to make more staples for my wardrobe in like my favorite neutral and natural tones. And I think that this latte brown will match perfectly with the colors I often wear. So I literally ordered all of that so that I could get this skein of yarn. And having this skein of yarn is a big relief because that means I don't need to ration the yarn I do have remaining for the button band. I can just use that for the sleeves. So now I no longer feel stressed about playing this yarn chicken with my cardigan. Hi cozy friends, maybe it's been a while since I updated you. I have so much to update you on. First of all, I finished my sock. I am semi-happy with it. I decided to do a round toe because so far on my past 1.5 pairs of socks that I have made, I wasn't super happy with the toe I did. I liked the decrease part that I did, but not the way the Kitchener stitch falls on the top of your toes. I don't like the way that feels on my toes. So I really wanted to try some different types of toes. I still don't think that this is gonna be my favorite type of toe. I really love the heel on this sock. So in following the large size, it did end up a little big. I haven't weaved in all my ends. So on the other foot, I'm probably going to knit the medium. Yes, I will have one sock that fits and one that is a little baggy, and honestly my first pair of socks is the same way. I keep making this mistake, but I really do think that the 64 stitch cast on will be the sweet spot for my socks because every sock I've made thus far has been a little off. And once I really have a good base formula for how I like my socks to be knit, I'll be an unstoppable sock knitting force. As far as a reading update, I am now 80% of the way through One Dark Window. I really like the romance and the chemistry between those characters. I just would like to see more from the plot and the world building. There is so much to the magic system in this book. It's just not explained in a very compelling way. I really like the nightmare who is possessing her mind, but I don't think we get enough of him in a way that like really drives the story forward. I feel like he hasn't been really woven into the story yet, and I do think it will all explain itself by the end, so I'm just holding on to that. I feel like this story is so atmospheric. It's a perfect cozy fantasy read for the winter, which a lot of you probably aren't even looking for right now, but it's relevant for me. But I'm really enjoying it, and I do think I'll keep reading as long as I like the ending of it. I have also been chugging away on my book club cardigan sleeve. I am so happy that I sized up one size on the sleeve. Now that I have the correct amount of yarn, I think that it was a really good idea because the sleeves on this cardigan are very small, and I saw a lot of people in the chat saying that they were sizing up 2 sizes. So I think that will improve the fit of this, and I can't wait to try it on. Hi friends, I am currently editing this video and I wanted to pop on and thank you so much for supporting my channel. My channel just got monetized, and it means the absolute world to me. Being a YouTuber has been a dream of mine since I was probably 12 years old, but I was always too scared and intimidated. Being able to share my cozy hobbies and my journey with you guys and have you find comfort in it as well actually means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here. I'm nearing 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. So if you've been watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future cozy videos and so that we can keep on growing this very cozy community. So again, I just want to thank you so much for being here and spending time unraveling with me. But that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this week's cozy vlog. And if we're not already, follow me on my Instagram so that we can be friends. Don't forget to do something that brings you comfort, and I will be wishing you a very cozy week.